Okay, today we are back with Rogue Trader. We are on our last campaign. We were exploring the capital on Rykad Minoris, or at least the capital for this sector. And they had just sent us on a quest to go check out the I guess it was the monastery for the Techno-Priests. Because there's stuff going down there, and that's where our Inquisitor guy was. So let's pick it up from where we left off. Let's see if we can finish the sector this episode. Because there's a whole world out there of Warhammer and other things to do. And we've been, campaigning for so long in this region. Oh, and I also have the blood priest. Oh boy. Well, I'd like to finish with Rykad Minoris today, if I can. So we have the bunker. So now we can go to the starport or the bunker, and then the electrodynamic cenobium is the monastery. So, Adira is like the character that's like the same as me, so there's no real point in bringing her right now. We gotta bring Pascal. So let's go with this team. Alright. Is there anything interesting out on the starport? Oh, it's here. Steal all the things.
Keep your wits about you.
Athletics.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
What did it do for me? Oh, we tipped this over and got the good service box. Alright, let's go. Up the monastery steps.
Let us not dawdle.
Okay, we can open the gates. Inward.
Glory be to the current of the motive force. May its dulcet light shine in our nospheric coronas. May its vitality nourish our augments. May its purity wash over our imperatives and engrams.
Alright, Mr.
As far as I am aware, the monastery supplies power to several major hive cities on Rykad. Hidden somewhere in the depths of this building is a reactor of monstrous, unfathomable power.
Okay, so they built a monastery on top of a power plant. Got it. Okay, we have a library.
I always have a backup plan.
Oh. They should be purified by the motive force blasphemers. Oh, we got attacked by
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none!
Death comes in silence. The shadows will see it done. Trust me, my blade whispers.
Okay.
As honor ordains.
Um...
On it. I'll see to it, personally. Flinch!
Oof.
Don't let your guard down. I won't stand for it. It's as good as done.
Finish that one.
Who, if not me? On it.
I can heal. We gotta step at
The
least one
enemies
away.
of the Emperor will be undone! As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Advancing. The scriptural prophet's function successfully terminated. Running binaric override. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
I guess we better just finish this
A
one.
tactically sound approach. Victory is. I took care of this one.
And then we're gonna go back.
I
this
will
way.
do my duty. Indeed. It will be done.
Alright, Paula.
As honor ordained.
There he goes.
Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure.
They had no stuff on them? Interesting.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The door here. Box.
The machine gun grants me insight.
Looks like I gotta go around the other side. This side's blocked off by like a power net. So we gotta go
Rise
back.
to the top, or get left in the
Go
dust.
This way. What's in here?
I'm not satisfied with that answer. I will repeat my question again. The last Electro-Priest you killed, where did you find him?
Burn in the fire of dawn, servant of the corpse emperor!
And another one meets the limit of his utility. The last of them.
Okay, we got a new character. We found our Inquisitor. The tall, dark-haired man sizes you up with a quick glance. A supernatural chill is making the air around him crackle softly. The expensive fabric of his jacket is stitched with gold thread marked by several reddish-brown stains. A forest sword and a box hang from his belt, and the emblem of the Holy Inquisition glitters on his chest. You try to focus on the man in front of you, but you can't shake the image of the deadly torturer he inflicted. on his victim. Your pulse quickens, blood pounding in your ears, and sweat beating on your skin. Interrogator Von Calox, I presume?
Yes. Well, since you know who I am, and are in no hurry to kill me, I infer that you serve the Emperor, not his enemies. Allow me to introduce myself. Interrogator Heinrix Van Calox of the Imperial Inquisition's esteemed Ordo Xenos. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Rogue Trader Rin von Valancius.
Von Valancius? To the best of my knowledge, that dynasty is headed by the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. Has there been a change of circumstances?
Theodore is dead, slain in battle by enemies of humanity.
The news is lamentable. My condolences. And I presume the heir to the sacred warrant of trade and the lofty title of Rogue Trader is none other than yourself. Well then, what precisely has brought you to the sanctum of the Omnissiah?
I'm here to collect you. I'm under orders from the Lord Inquisitor to offer any assistance you may require, after which I'm to provide you safe passage to footfall aboard my ship.
Then the timing of our meeting is fortuitous. I am requisitioning you and your retinue for my task. Starting with her. You have provided exactly the kind of specialist that this situation requires.
Oops.
I am the Domin's shadow. If she says the word, I will protect you. If she says the word, I will take you to the Undying One.
Requisitioning? Young man, your choice of words is unseemly to the point of insult. You're addressing a rogue trader.
I don't imagine you'll be any happier if I say taking into inquisitorial custody.
To aid his faithful servant in the fight against corruption is the solemn duty of all whose actions affect millions of the Imperium's subjects. Let your example guide those who will carry the Emperor's light across 1,000 stars.
You are familiar with the works of Inquisitor Alistar the Redeemer. Not every acolyte can say the same, let alone people less initiated. Please forgive my lapse in manners, Lady Navigator Orselio. It is a great honor. I came to Rykad Minoris on a mission, which a rebellion prevented me from fulfilling. The governor is convinced that malcontents from among the rabble were the instigators, but I immediately suspected a more sinister presence at the root of the mutiny. My visit to the monastery and a few unhurried conversations with some of the rebels confirmed my suspicions. Someone by the name of Aurora is leading the rebellion. Data indicates that the head of the cultists is here right now, in the sanctum of the ancient reactor. Given the prophecy of the final dawn, and the especial efforts made by the enemies of humanity to seize the monastery, their goal is to gain access to the holy power source's control circuit and trigger a process that, once started, cannot be stopped. In other words, to detonate the reactor, thus being themselves the cause of their much-touted final dawn.
Blasphemous insanity.
Alright, as Heinrix Von Calox speaks, you suddenly notice the way he's looking at you, with his eyes slightly narrowed as if he's peering into your soul, a soul that is touched with the gift of sorcery. The change in your expression does not escape the interrogator's notice, and you see the corner of his mouth twitch. He must have instantly recognized a fellow psyker. What did you do to him?
I convinced him to cooperate. I can influence living bodies, and I find that the interrogated are much more eager to share information once the blood starts to boil in their veins.
Oof. Precisely what are you doing at the monastery?
I arrived here with an escort squad, only to lose it in our very first open skirmish. The monastery is swarming with heretics. The soldiers I requisitioned from the governor fell in battle, bled to death, or deserted. I had to make do with catching and forcefully interrogating individual rebels. It is from them that I learned what I relayed to you just now.
I can help you with Aurora. Let's join forces.
Thank you. Regrettably, the governor's people showed themselves to be unprepared for the perils of this place. and extracting blade shards from a person's stomach is beyond my powers. I hope that a rogue trader's retinue will prove more capable than a group of soldiers fresh off the base. I am positive that not all of the electro-priests within these walls have perished. The heretics spoke of shadows emerging from side alleys to make short work of the cultists invading their abode. I surmise that the entrance to their hiding place is somewhere in the hall near a machine known as the Circular Cogitator. I imagine it's one of the local sacred relics which the electro-priests treat with special piety.
Alright, so now I need to bring Heinrix. We're gonna get rid of Argenta and keep Cassia. Because she's been pretty useless. Alright, let's level him up. Recommended. Sure. Toughness. Reckless strikes, one enemy. Oops. We're trying to, when we upgrade the NPCs, why did I just lose my mouse? Okay, that was weird. I'm trying to keep my NPCs on recommended features. So we're trying to play them, the NPCs as the NPCs were designed or intended, and we're going to play myself custom. And then we're going to go weapon skill. Okay, so now I get to choose whatever I want. So what else does he have? He has... What is his skills? Oh, he's... Okay, so he's got psychic powers. So he's psychic bio. We're gonna do athletics. Thick skin. Makes you move faster. Okay, so we got all his stuff. And I'm gonna... make him a better psyker. Weapon skill. Arouse. Alright. Okay, let me get this stuff.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
No secret. Leather armor. So we got psychic staff and leather armor. Good to him. It's in the room we found
Is there
him,
money
right?
to be made?
Your arrogance
for the heart
will be
next
your
time.
downfall.
Purge them! Break them around!
A dance of blades and shadows, as honor ordains. Trust me. Death is a blessing.
We'll just
Follow
take
my
some
lead.
cover there. I need to get my sniper down. Oh, nice.
Emperor, give me strength. If I may, as duty demands.
What's this one? Where's Rin?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Back.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Death to non-believers!
Okay.
Follow my lead. At your beck and call. Target well struck. I will do my duty. One fewer target. It will be done.
As the tactical imperative dictates. Running binary override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use. Let's see to it. Naturally. I won't object to it.
High momentum.
Let's make some opportunities. I'll see to it personally.
Damn.
I'll make it happen.
Oops. Wrong one. So holy shit, what happened there? Alright, well... I don't want to be on the other side here. Well, this is not lightning.
The shadows will let your soul be purged.
Alright.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Isn't this a job for the serfs? That is foolishness. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Who, if not...
I'm staying
Tried
on
and
this
tested
side.
tactics are the best ones. Indeed.
I don't want to be standing here when the thing... Let's go over here.
Request approved.
Okay, clearly that's not his skill set.
But of course, Lord Captain. Your reckoning is due.
Who's left? There's one guy all the way down there. Alright.
I am ready for whatever comes.
I don't think I can shoot that far, but we'll see.
I'll see to it personally.
Not really. Oh, there's another guy over there, too.
Trust me. The other side awaits.
That's gonna be way too far. I guess we're just gonna wait.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Who's gonna check this direction? Heinrix.
For the throne's glory.
It's as good as done.
Still too far.
I am your blade and shield.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
It will be done. I will do my duty. Indeed.
I split my warriors and my gunners apart.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
I know how to take risks. That's how it's done.
Alright. Pulls us all back here. With all this stuff.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Okay. Gonna go back over.
Unexpected result.
Come on, come on.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. On it.
Most useful skill ever. Oops.
I always keep my options open. I'll see to it personally.
Operation successful.
Okay.
Let us not dawdle.
A crowd of cultists has surrounded a tech priest, crucified upon a mechanism. A rhythmic whisper, repeated by 100 voices, blends into some blasphemous enchantment. Powerful discharges of the motive force run through the machine, causing the unfortunate prisoner's body to convulse brutally and forcing woeful cries of pain from his lips. The tech priest's hoarse voice echoes under the ceiling. In the clenched claws of stagnation and the shackles of iteration 0 under the iron wing, let the cycle be discontinued. Pascal's mechadendrites spring into combat mode instantly, and a wrathful rattle comes from his box. I am registering a severe violation of purity protocol. The blessed Emernat has been captured by heretics and is being tortured. Are you sure he's Emernat? Confirmed. I do not observe his face, but I recognize his words. Let the cycle be discontinued is the blessed Emernat's motto. The heretics have taken up positions everywhere. Many more are doubtlessly hiding in the passages leading out of the hall. For now, they are all focused on the sacrilegious torture of the tech priest and don't notice you. How's he bearing this torture? A devotee of the Omnissiah is capable of withstanding great bodily torment with no loss of functionality, but where flesh reinforced with sacred iron will persevere, the purity of spirit may perish. I hypothesize that the heretics have made the Blessed Emernat a participant in some variety of sacrilegious ritual. Through sacrilegious torture, they are trying to break his will and turn him into an unholy terminal with which to control the reactor's outer power circuit system. The tech priest's colors are stained with grime. They are diluted, painted over with rot, and yet his heart still holds a cinder of bright red. This dying flame can be ignited anew. Then we must save the esteemed tech priest without risking his life. The mechadendrite points to the corpses of heretics lying nearby. We can use the blasphemer's clothing as a disguise. Unrecognized, we can sabotage the power units, overloading them and thus cleansing the hall of heretics. Alright, let's do this. The lightning discharges have charred the cultists' corpses. Whiffs of smoke rise from their empty eye sockets whose contents have evaporated. Their clothes, covered in the blood of innocents, are crudely painted over with the emblems of the arch enemy, which exude a repulsive air of soul decay. The signs of the archenemy are not just painted symbols, but conductors of its will. The words of their prayers, even spoken without faith, their coats of arms, even deceitfully worn. All of this increases the presence of the ruinous powers near you and draws their corrupting attention to you. With a look of revulsion, Cabela picks up one of the rakes at the tip of her blade. Nothing but your word, Villainess Rin, can make me don this filth. Once we're done, I'll scrape my skin clean with the metal brush and bathe it in caustic lye. Cassia stares in horror at the corrupted clothes and scattered human ashes. Do not make me. I'm curious to know what it's like to walk in a heretic's shoes. Pray the Omnissiah gives the blessed Amarat enough fortitude. Alright, well, we're incognito now. The heretic's guard clings to your skin like a greedy leech. Tingling and foul fever spread all over your body as if these tatters imbibe the vile contents of the former wearer's soul. They're plagued clothing.
I always have a backup plan.
We're going in stealth. Okay. Heavy crown of golden neural augments rests upon the servitor's head. The crown is bent and broken from ruthless gun blows. The pale body is covered in a blasphemous inscription carved into the withered flesh. I identify this acolyte as a distribution servitor, and registering upon it traces a sacrilegious violation of the right of operation. Probability of its responsiveness to command is below average. Try to conduct a restart ceremony. For the glory of Omnissiah, let this machine spirit sleep, that it may awaken and serve again. Pascal gently touches the servitor's crown, deactivating one of its segments. Let the outer neural connection circuit be plunged into darkness. Another touch and several lights in the crown go out. Let the command response hub fall silent. Pascal switches to Benaric speech, accompanying his every action with a line from a sacred hymn. It's amazing how the reverent awe in the Techno-Priest's voice can be discerned even through his rattling vox. Suddenly every light in the servitor's crown comes alive. A shower of sparks bursts from the augments of the servitor's brow, and several black ash-tinted tears run from his empty eye sockets, ready to serve. Energize the hall's power units to the maximum. It will be done. Alright.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
Oh, we got a level.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
That's my rogue trader. Profitable learning experiences. She sounds like a rogue trader. Alright, we're gonna put her up to Majoris. She's a major psyker. We're gonna put her toughness up. Death warning, rising tempo. Okay, rising tempo. Strength for him. Okay, so what do we have that you can do? As is chosen for humanity's finest. Give him use a shield. And give him characteristics training. You didn't use a shield though. Defensive maneuvers. I guess we'll do, yeah. No, that sounds useful. No opportunity strike. He needs some improved ballistic because you're not doing so well in that skill set. Combat master, yeah, let's do that too. Strength or agility? Okay. I guess she's using a... She just uses her abilities. So what do we got here? Mind over matter. Okay, should keep the veil from disintegrating. She can heal. Maybe I should put that one on. She'll heal every turn. Alright, what else we got? Dun, 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 dun.
Keep your wits about you.
I'm gonna overload that panel. May we be granted the Omnissiah's forgiveness for the act. I'm registering a general shutdown of the security system. Take all the things.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Alright, now I guess we do... A grim-looking heretic walks up to you resolutely, blocking your path. As he studies your disguise with suspicion, you note that his left eye has 2 conjoined irises, while his right has 4. I don't know you. Who are you, and why haven't I met you before? Smile mysteriously. Perhaps the Master has blinded your eyes to trifles, so that you may behold what is true. Your reply, imbued with mystical significance, is evidently to the cultist's liking. He smiles haughtily and says, "May our master blind you too, sister." A Techno-Priest corpse, his throat slit, sits upon a splendid command throne laced with finely wrought motive force path. Contorted expression of righteous anger is frozen on his face. A black blindfold covers his eyes. This is the Lumeno Deacon's command throne. This is where the power unit, actuation, and shutdown litanies are recited from. The blessed Lumeno Deacon himself is the honor of closing the circuit the motive force flows through. I'm about to be greatly honored or else thoroughly charred, maybe both. As soon as you lay your hands on the command throne panel, a powerful, painful sting of electricity numbs your senses for an instant. Your fingers cramp and your vision grows down.
A temporary setback.
Pain is visible in the Techno-Priest's eyes as he looks upon the sacrilege. Forgive us, Omnissiah, for such a gross violation of the right of operation. Repeat the litany after me and activate the command runes I point to. Pascal's box starts reciting the sacred words, gloomily and hoarsely. Clinging on to the blazing shreds of your fading consciousness, you repeat the words of litany after Pascal and touch the command runes, as the unabating lightning rips through your muscles and makes your bones crackle. I am recording the successful activation of the power units. Boom. Well, that was easy. Alright. Okay. So we maxed out our first archetype as well. I already have that one. More damage. Alright. So we've mastered the first one. Now we get to choose our second. Alright. In the cycles of the foreordained, there lurks a flaw of worship. The Tech-Priest's body convulses. Pained, plaintive creaks of Veneric prayers come from his box. As moments pass, the signal becomes less and less clear, as if something twisted and wrong was being added to it. Pascal studies the Tech-Priest's face carefully. His box system moans in a tragic vibrato. Subject unidentified. This is not the blessed Armonat. Stranger, I request your name. How do you know my mentor's motto? There are deep burns all over his flesh, and the skin around his augmentics is charred. Blasphemous spells have been carved into his sacred iron, forming unholy litanies of scrap code. It is amazing how robust this Tech-Priest's life support systems have proven to be in maintaining the spark of life in his grievously wounded body. Who are you, servant of the Omnissiah? Ah, the fire of the hearth sends forth sparks. The name of this spark is Abel Hanuman. The Tech-Priest looks over at Pascal. For a brief moment, his speech becomes clear. The echo of my call has reached you. Good. The iteration is at its end. The design is fulfilled. What design? Why are you calling yourself by my name? Was it you who summoned me to Rykad Minoris? What for? I categorically demand an answer. Pascal's voice rises to an intimidating howl, but the delirious Tech-Priest does not seem to understand what he's saying. Okay, so both priests claim to be Abel Hanuman. Pascal here isn't going by the name Abel. So now I'm confused. Who is Pascal? What design? An intention both bold and honorable to open new gates for the waters of knowledge and comprehension, a plan written so that the righteous may follow, and trust in the great pattern of revelation and uniform progression towards it. Pascal's voice is trembling with elation. Those are his words. I have not heard them in so long. Ask him about Emernat. You came here because of him, after all. No, the Tech-Priest's voice grows stronger. He came because of himself. Myself? To redeem myself? To correct a mistake? Possibly, but how do you... So what? Is Pascal Emernat? There's a look of gentle condescension in Abel's eyes, strange given the circumstances. The hubris of the mind spurs him to build monuments to himself. Do not regret, for all is predetermined by the iteration. A devastating coughing fit cuts him off, and you hear a clang of tearing metal from inside his chest. You can talk once we get him out of here. A cold premonition rakes the heart. The probabilities are dark and frightening. Brother, I do not wish to gaze into them. We are the flame of knowledge that drives the darkness away. Pascal is quickly inspecting Abel's wounds, paying no mind to the blood and sacred inungens staining his sleeves. His box raps soothingly. Do not fear what is to come, brother. We are already here. Do you know him, Pascal? The subject has not been identified and has no record in my catalog. Interrogation is impossible due to the subject's evident affective state of clouded consciousness. As soon as you touch the Tech-Priest's battered body, he shifts gaze to you and says with sudden clarity, Many sparks have gone out, but not all. The electric shepherds are alive. In the darkness, I hear their prayers. Find them, save them, recite the hymn of contact circuit restoration so that you may behold what is hidden. A blast of motive force runs down the Tech-Priest's body and his face contorts in a mocking grievance. Malformed Binharic code, repulsively drawing on the ears, pours out of his box. Information archived to the effect that the circuit restoration hymn is the entrance password to the Electro-Priest's hiding place. Pascal responds with the dour rhythms of a containment area. I know with great sorrow that the cultist ritual has been partially successful. My tech brother has been tainted by corruption. He is in the grip of a schismatical and unholy imitation of a machine spirit. I request immediate activation of the Texorcism protocol. Kabbalah gives Pascal a long look, her eyebrow raised in a silent question. Pascal responds with an equally long silence and creaks, Thank you for your cooperation. Request denied. The Catechism demands that this act be performed by an authorized unit. What's a schismatical? An ugly mockery of a noble machine spirit created by the warp. Sometimes a few lines of despicable scrap code or small clump of motive force falls onto the arch enemy's influence, and degeneration degenerates into an abomination of this sort. One whose very existence is an insult to the Omnissiah's wisdom. Wow, so many words to say. Yeah, it's just, it's heretical. Yo. It's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. I'm playing heretical, so I probably should leave him. Request denied. We are not granting him salvation. Let's at least grant him a merciful deactivation. He's gonna kill him. Okay. So Minkelthad is dead. The Techno-Priest body still clings to life. Takes several blows to end his corruption-tainted existence. And even after that, a repulsive giggle is heard over the static from his box. Pascal's mechadendrite touches the dead man's hand carefully, grips his neural Man, it's just so hard to read sometimes. All these technical terms. Okay, grips his neural augmetic in its claw and extracts it from his socket with the utmost care. The skull bone cracks dryly and brain matter taints the sacred metal. Rest in purity, Tech Brother. The knowledge you have attained through your efforts will be preserved and purified. Okay. Lord Captain, the Omnissiah commands a pious mind to strive towards uncovering the truth. Therefore I will not stop until I find my mentor and understand his connection to this servant of the machine god. I request the privilege of joining your retinue as a rightful companion. I can offer to fulfill the duties of an engine seer, oh good, I needed one of those, on your ship in exchange for the right to follow you and conduct my own investigation. Cool. I guess I don't have a choice. I need an engine seer. Anything else here? I don't think so. Guess we can go back up this way now.
Mistress Cabela, you move with the utmost confidence in unfamiliar places. And yet, until now, you have spent your entire life on a void ship.
This place is almost like the plasma drive chambers on the flagship. The deadly flashes of the machine's spark, the smell of scorched flesh, and threads that must be severed.
Alright. The cogitator's green screen lights up as you approach it, and displays the flashing message. Pilgrim, only the words of the first Galvanic hymn will reveal to you the gifts hidden behind the veil of knowledge. Now chant with me. Let us sing this canticle to Pascal. Kindly remind me how this hymn goes. Pascal's box lets out a noisy groan as he is clearing his throat, then stops abruptly. After a brief pause, he averts his gaze and says in a rasping voice, "It is not known to me. Only high-ranking servants at shrines of the energetic prosperity are permitted to perform the first Galvanic hymn." Abelard snorts and struggles to suppress an involuntary smile. Emperor, help us. The esteemed Magos has been caught out not knowing a prayer, and now he's floundering like a cadet in an exam. I never thought I'd see the day. Okay. I gotta guess. We're gonna choose the Electron. Oh god, verse 2 calls to you, Pilgrim. Let's fill our souls with gratitude towards the twin poles of opposite signs that herald the motion of the current. May the unity of the sacred charge's power, the immortal reason that has created the spark. No. I'm gonna try again. Okay. The mighty reactor that performeth the sacred effusion, twin poles, and spark? No. Oh god, this is gonna be annoying. Is there any clues in this room? No. So we'll do Omnissiah, twin poles, and spark? No. No. Okay. Journal. Nothing in here? Leaking trail, come. First galvanic hymn. Okay, you know what? We're gonna interrupt the prayer. We're gonna go back to the first room. Circular cogitator. Electro-priest hiding place must be nearby. There's the circular code. Okay. Wasn't there like a library or something? Maybe there's a clue in there. Yeah. The maladies of machine spirits.
Let us see what I found.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Okay.
Watch out.
The Techno-Priest body rests on a metal table surrounded by sparking spirals of copper coil. A patina of sacred anungens cover his withered flesh. His augments, medics, have been polished with great care. Intricate electus cover over the dead man's crossed arms and bare torso, and strands of wires envelop his head. Pascal reverently bows his head before the dead man and carefully touches the shriveled body with the tip of his menendrite. Honored adherent, I thank you for showing us the truth of the Fabricator General Pecrobar's maxim, death does not end the service of a spirit driven. Okay, we'll examine the body. The body seems motionless, but you notice a slight tremor in the fingertips. This ancient servant of the Omnissiah must be data dreaming. His mind, enveloped in digital revelry, can persist for hundreds or thousands of years, while his frail body is decaying. The sacred state of a trance is a great reward only earned by the wisest and most pious servants of the machine god. Such purity of color, I've never seen anything like it. Deep tranquility, shrouded in a cool white cloud. Such unity of thought and spirit, the dead are incapable of exuding such hues. Next to the table the body is resting on, you see amulets crafted from burned cogitator circuit boards. There's no dust on these small offerings. They were clearly left here recently. Can you hear me, Techno-Priest? The light in the crypt becomes a little brighter and sharper, and the smell of ozone fills the air. The box in the ceiling comes alive and lets forth a solemnic, binaric area that turns into a crackling somnolent voice. Oh my god. In the dark hour, I'm ready to bring you good tidings, Tech Brethren. Now respond with the words of the second galvanic hymn. The second galvanic hymn is a revered and miraculous prayer of the Adeptus Mechanis. Naturally, you know it very well. Okay, twin charges, Omnissiah, Spark of Reason. Charge goes to those who've turned their mind towards his light. Let it be so indeed. Who or what are you? Praetor Electroid Dar Impulse 2 by the will of Omnissiah, the Prior of the Monastery and the Guardian of the miraculous fusion reactor now and ever, world without end. Here in this cell of mine I have conquered death, and my mind has soared towards the Omnissiah in a blessed data dream. My body is decaying, but my spirit will remain by my master's side. For I am the sacred sentinel of the code, the guardian of the sacred relic, and the eye that watches over the rate of operation. Tell me what your data dream's like. I am one with the motive force, and it opens my mind to the sacred impulses of knowledge. My reason has become as fast as the flying electron, and the ray of light, and the time is no more for me, for I am eternal. In my binaric reverie, I comprehend the wisdom of the machine god and share it with the humble priests who come to my cell thirsting for knowledge. The monastery is under attack by heretics. Can you help? In my data dream, I saw their unholy requests and rejected them angrily. For it is said in the 4th article of security, no unbeliever's hand shall intrude upon the operations cycle. They have seditious designs on the relic. But should I give you, who does not belong to our faith and fellowship, my blessing to stand up to the blasphemers? I may not be a member of your priesthood, but you and I are of the same faith. This statement is true. The 1st article of security says, fear above all evils the defilement of knowledge, and its command outweighs the prohibition contained in the 6th article of security, let knowledge be locked away from the ignorant. So be it. In the name of shaming the unbelievers, I grant you the blessing of special access and protection from the rage of motive force. Dry, crackling sounds come from inside the crypt's walls as waking cogitators process the ancient Techno-Priest command. Okay, so that did something. Blessing of special access.
Let us not dawdle.
So I think that gave me the password, right? So it was start and end, twin poles, and spark. No, it wasn't that. Let me see. Can I read the past scripts? Let's see. Twin charges, the body electric, Omnissiah, sparks of reason. Twin charges, body electric. Twin charges, body electric. Omnissiah, twin poles, body. No. Grr. Motive force? Raise twin charges, the body electric and the other side. So that's the second hymn. What hymn is this one? The first hymn. Cathode? Resistors? Spark? Oh, for fuck's sake. First galvanic hymn. Fill our souls with gratitude. The sacred charges power.
I always have a backup plan.
So I have permission to do something, I guess. What's this do? Ah, okay. A shortish, muscular man wearing the scarlet colors of the priesthood of Mars steps into your path. The wrinkles on his cheeks and forehead point to his propensity for frequent outbursts of fierce anger. Right now, he's showing no signs of aggression. Glowing patterns of electric tattoos or electoos shone through his oddly bluish-tinted skin. A light bandage covers the man's eyes, yet he turns his face straight towards you with no hesitation. He has a sharp, screeching voice, not unlike a bird's cawing. May the charge of Omnissiah's mercy persist in the hands of the faithful. May the motive force persist in their batteries. I, Rogue Trader Rin Van Valencius, declare this monastery to be under my protection. The motive force brought you here at the right time, Pilgrim. The hallowed electrodynamic cenobium receives you, Pilgrim. I am Dar Impulse, the 6, a servant of the motive force and the praetor electroid of this sacred monastery. Alrighty. Pascal bows humbly before the man. A trill of Beneric signals comes from his box, to which the praetor responds with a solemn gesture of blessing. Pascal turns to you and says, "The rank of praetor electroid is a sign of high standing within the Electro-Priest fraternity. To have been granted an audience is a great honor." The praetor electroid looks at Cabal and gives a dignified nod. "You've brought an assassin. Good. She will find much work here. You ready for new toils, Blessed Slayer?" "Always. Could it be any other way?" "You have the honor of hosting the rogue trader of House von Valentius. I urge you to follow proper etiquette when interacting with the eminent bearer of the sacred warrant. Within these walls, worldly titles are nothing before the motive force. Your deeds, however, speak far louder than titles, for your path here is sprayed with the blood of desecrators." Why are you calling me a pilgrim? "Only those lay people who desire to experience the motive force are allowed to cross the monastery's threshold. All others are profaners and criminals. You do not belong to the fraternity of electro-priests, but your intentions are good. If you were not seeking the Omnissiah's wisdom, then it was the motive force itself that brought you here to find it." Okay, I have a few questions about this place and the people in it. "Truth is like the light, and blocking its path is criminal." The praetor electroid nods majestically. "Who are you?" "The hard-working servants and dwellers of the Cenobium, electro-priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Corpus Cari did us a great honor by entrusting into our care the sacred relic around which the hallowed electrodynamic Cenobium was built." "What do you believe in?" "We've devoted ourselves to the worship of the aspect of the machine god, which is known as the motive force." Oh my god. It is the blessed divine spark that creates impetus in the universe. The Omnissiah in his mercy gave the world the gift of the motive force, and we follow its impulses in order to increase it, bring it to the lay people, and protect it from unholy hands. Okay, you worship machines, and yada yada yada. Okay. "The relic that is this monastery provides the entire planet of Rykad Minoris with the blessed motive force, and we, unworthy though we are glad to serve the ancient machine that dwells in this place." Okay, so the power plant powers the entire planet, and they basically worship the power plant. Got it. Tell me more about your relic. It would be pointless to describe the miraculous fusion reactor. Only through beholding its ferocious power can one comprehend its blessed essence and fear the might of the Omnissiah. Its core was found 4,000 years ago and delivered to Rykad Minoris by the holy warrior of faith, Locke Impulse I. During one of his campaigns, its sacred spark has not gone out for an instant, and the walls and power units of the Cenobium have been erected around the relic in order to protect it from ignorant lay people, as well as protect them from its formidable might. It's radioactive, so it's got it's got shielding around it. Pascal keeps his solemn silence, but the quick clicking of his mechanendrite's claw betrays excitement at being so close to the sacred archaeotech. "You are not like other members of the Adeptus Mechanicus I've met. Our faith imposes a duty of obedience on us. Every electro-priest is given numerous electus that combine in a blessed voltgeist circuit, allowing feeble flesh to withstand the might of the motive force. That is why our skin glows with its light, and our eyes boil and melt when we are ordained." They subject themselves to electroshock therapy. Got it. "The Omnissiah's tears is what we call this phenomenon, this dying away of unworthy flesh. As we shun the layperson's primitive means of looking out into the world, we gain the ability to sense the motive force around us with our entire bodies." Okay, and they can sort of detect Wi-Fi or electric signals around them? "I am pleased to be the conductor of truth." Okay, what happened here and how did you manage to survive? "When the heretics descended in droves upon the Cenobium, we gave battle, but the unholy foes buried the Omnissiah's warriors under a mass of their bodies, thus extinguishing the defenders' sparks of purity. It was then that I ordered my few surviving brethren to retreat into the monastery's secret chambers. Upon taking refuge there, we began to destroy the blasphemous intruders and surreptitious ways. Alas, as fiery as my brethren's anger was, I had no right to permit them to die in honest combat, for the task of taking back our abode still lay ahead for us. I must commend the skill with which your secret chambers are concealed. You hear a tinge of wounded pride in Heinrix's words. As if he is upset about failing to discover the Techno-Priest shelter. Your choice of tactics was wise as well. There was no point in losing more lives in the massacre that the cultists wrought. Okay. Water break. The leader of the heretics fought her way into the Ark, wherein dwells the miraculous fusion reactor. She is trying to desecrate the rite of operation with her unholy litanies, so that the relic may be corrupted and the world of Rykad Minoris may perish in a fount of fire. But my brethren, in their magnetic meditation, are hampering her efforts by chanting access request prayers in unison, thereby suppressing the commands the blasphemers enter. The Praetor Electrode nods towards his entranced comrades. The holy place will be protected against sacrilegious practices, I swear it. And the monastery was attacked by people who look like Electro-Priests. That is a lamentable mistake. We knew of no help that was on its way, and were not expecting to encounter any allies in the monastery's chambers. But I see you are alive, and I mourn the senseless deaths of my brethren. I wonder if you would have so touchingly mourned the Lord Captain's death, or if such sentiments would only have been awoken by the sound of our void ship delivering a punitive strike from orbit. My enforcers and the governor's guards can help you reclaim the monastery. I cannot allow this. Lay people are forbidden from visiting the monastery, and only a select few are allowed to behold the Ark and the relic within. You and your retinue are pilgrims of a special status bestowed by the Emperor. However, should any soldier unblessed by the Omnissiah cross this monastery's threshold, I will deem them a heretic and have them put to death. Confirmed, the presence of lay people on monastery grounds without the Praetor Electroid's blessing would be regarded as a sacrilegious violation of the holy rite of operation. No trespassing, yo. We gotta give you permission. Heinrix opens his mouth for a second to say something, but changes his mind and quietly clears his throat instead. Cassia nods thoughtfully. Yes, I see. House Orselio follows the same rules when it comes to outsiders. Sure. Say nothing. The Praetor Electroid 2 falls sorrowfully silent. I wish to get to the holy reactor. Alright, it's that way. The Ark is hidden from pilgrims' eyes, but considering the extraordinary circumstances of your visit to the monastery, I grant you that right. The hall that leads to the High Reliquary has been barred by the enemy, but I will open a secret path for you. Enter the Ark and experience the motive force, pilgrim. We will pray to the security systems that they may refrain from punishing me for your intrusion. Sure. Must press on. May the charge of the Omnissiah's grace persist in the batteries of the faithful. Can I ask these guys the... No. Alright, fine.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, so we got a hallway there. That's all we have, is a hallway. That would be the reactor. She's got a metal plate for a face. The face of the woman who stands before you is hidden behind a grotesque barred mask, yet the voice pouring out beneath it belongs to someone else. It is the husky, somber bass of a void wolf, a boarder of ships. How predictable your path is, how static. All the possible deaths you have skirted only to perish here in the fiery tempest that will mark the final dawn. The woman turns her mask to Pascal and gloats. You have arrived just in time, little cog. The schismaticals use your regalia like a mask to subdue the reactor. Pascal's vox rests musingly. A cog. I cannot comprehend why apostates try to insult me by comparing me to the sacred symbol of our faith. It is irrational. His visor lights up like a crimson herald of bloodshed, and his drilling mechanendrite whirs viciously as if ready to strike. The sacred cog grinds all corruption to dust. From the dust I will build order. Step away from the sacred reactor and I might allow you to surrender. Surrender? The gall of it. You are chained to the falsehood of a dead god's religion. Captives do not take captives. The woman's voice breaks and shifts to a different pitch and timbre. A martyr's voice, young, fervent, and in pain. Time has all but run out. I can hear the fist of the future knocking on the door to the present. Choose quickly what you want to be when it walks in. A blind slave to what is gone? A faithful servant of what is to come? Or a corpse? I would take some time to wrest from you the details of the future that the cult prophesizes. Hopefully when we're done, what's left of you will still be capable of coherent speech. Yellows, reds, violets, oranges, blues, wild colors that scorch the eyes. But where the motley mask ends, nothing but a colorless void remains. Take a good look at me, Aurora. Predestination has changed. Now I'm your master's favorite. Will you dare go against his will? Interesting choice of words, Rin. Aurora hesitates, then a mad woman's hoarse laughter comes from behind the mask. You are no successor to Brother Twilight. Oh no, you're a mere impostor, believing herself to be the decider of fates. I deny you, I deny you. Aurora's entire body flinches as if she has been struck. Cough sends a scarlet spatter through the grill of her mask. What is this? Punishment? But for what? I have not renounced the edge. This cannot be. Execute them at once. Aurora attempts to recite an unholy litany in broken Gothic, but her own voice fails her as she is shaken by a violent coughing fit, until she can barely breathe. The Electro-Priest rips their hands off the command panels, rending their flesh on the stakes that pierce them. As their schismatical controlled bodies are imbued by motive force's radiance, all the unfortunates can do is scream in horror and plead for a swift death.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
The monsters demand your death.
Alright, Miss Heinrix. 3 and 3. Okay, so I'm gonna put her
Be
here.
careful not to cross my gaze. Witness the fury of House
Boom.
Orcelio. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Everyone, step aside. Let's see to it. I won't object to it. But of course, Lord Captain.
Out of my way!
The Omnissiah. Running binaric override. Cogitation failed.
I bring mercy and retribution. As honor or killing brings me no pleasure. I shall not succumb. The other side awaits.
Who if not me? It's as good as done.
Death to the weak.
My ears are ringing.
How nice of you guys to end that friendly fire.
A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call. It will be done.
I feel the power surging. Let's see to it. Be gone. Your reckoning is due. I won't object to it.
I took care of this one.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
My vow is to serve. Request approved.
The Emperor is on our side. I'm done with this one. Let's see to it. I won't object to it.
Running binary override.
A dance of blades and shadows. Trust me.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature. I'll make it happen. On it.
I won't go down easy.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
Crap.
An offering
Whoa.
of blood.
If only that were possible.
As honor ordained, let your soul be purged. My blade whispers your name. Trust me, caught by the web. Let the blood of the wicked be shed, as thou hast willed.
For the throne's glory.
I have 3 turns until everything's
Explorators know one route. Forward. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Scorn the pain.
There is only death, yours or mine. As honor ordained, killing brings me no pleasure, as the tenets demand. I shall not fail. Come, the other side awaits. The shadows will see it done. Death is a blessing.
alright, their side's done. Now we just have these 4. Maybe I should...
I'll see to it perfect. Another enemy down.
1. The number went down.
It's as good as done.
There's one more over here.
Indeed. At your beck and call.
There's still 3 on this side.
For the glory of my mouth!
Okay, I'll start running you back.
Emperor, give me strength.
I won't object. I won't do that. Naturally. I won't object to it.
Start running back. Whoa, what happened? Wrong button. Not the door, the...
I feel nothing, fear nothing.
High momentum.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Let's see to it. Be gone.
Here we go. Enough. Now an aged-rattling voice speaks to you from behind the blood-stained mask. You are powerless to halt the approach of what is to come. I see a crimson trail. A huge warp storm. Okay. Leading humanity to its doom. I see the glow of a final dawn, and that means existence has made its choice. A dagger flashes in Aurora's hands. She drives it into the control panel with all of her strength. Now you'll see it too. Oops. A blinding voltaic arc bursts forth from the broken control panel and strikes at Aurora's uncanny mask. Its metal heats up, smoke billowing through the bars. The halo of the occultist collapses. The light is gone. Was that it? The final dawn? But why was it so different from what our creature promised? Aurora shakes her head blindly. Her voice is now the voice of an ordinary middle-aged woman, frightened and in pain. You'll pay for this, you will, you. The woman's body goes limp and collapses to the floor. Her iron mask hits the ground with a dull thud. Pascal examines the corpse with contempt, then concludes dryly, confirming prognation and termination. Heinrix grimaces in disgust. The heretic took her secrets with her. Pity. The motley hues have rejected her, leaving only a grayish-green thread, the noose that the heretic has put around her own neck. I have seen this many times before. No one can escape fear itself. Heinrich approaches Aurora's body and leans over it. A minute, please, Rin. I need no more than a minute. So I'm going to expect the control panel. The cogitator is probably well beyond repair, but your attention is drawn away from the sacred machine and towards the dagger sticking out of the control panel. On closer inspection, it turns out to be the lavishly decorated handguard of a sword whose blade has been pried out. Its pommel is decorated with a strange adornment resembling an eye covered by a scaled lid. The remains of the blade has a bluish sheen to it, the same tint as Conrad's weapon during the mutiny on your voyage ship. This is no human-made object. It was grown from wraith bone, a material favored by the Eldari. Alright. As you lean over the shard, you suddenly hear a multitude of voices. They blend in together and individual words are distorted, as though they are mocking your attempts to grasp their meaning. Nagging whispers like the burning red scratch of an unholy claw upon your mind. I'm just gonna take that, thanks. When you touch the abomination, the whispers in your ear become louder and more bloodthirsty. You pocket the trophy Why that word? Surreptitiously? Can't you just choose an easier word? Just before the interrogator appears at your shoulder. Alright. Heinrix gives you an appraising look, then shifts his gaze to the cogitator's control panel. Impressive blow. I wonder whatever she used to breach the flame was melted by the impact of the motive force. Yeah, totally. That was it. Rogue Trader, on behalf of the Holy Ordos, I thank you for your cooperation and release you from requisition. From this moment on, I'm at your service. I'm ready to come aboard your ship and head for football as soon as you deem it possible. That is, if you do not have other business in the system, in which case I'm prepared to assist you in this prompt resolution. The iron helmet is firmly attached to the heretic's flesh. Her face is impossible to make out in the darkness behind the bars of the mask, but after peering on it for a moment, little longer than necessary, you wondered if for a moment you saw something move. Fine, let's finish cleansing the monastery, Pascal. Executing. Let the Omnissiah given motive force flow and all obstacles in his path be eradicated. See if we can fix it. Okay. Put this all the way back to the bottom. Go to the bottom? Fast forward to the bottom? Okay.
I will lead us to fortune. Who, if not me?
Damn it, I have an injury. I gotta go back to the ship to get rid of that now. Oh, we gotta check her body out. Blasphemous Prism. Avenger Gauntlets. Okay, so the Avenger Gauntlets seems to make sense for her. More attacks of opportunity because she would be out in the fight. Ooh, that guy lost his hand. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, imagine if I had only gone one way. That would have been so much harder than splitting the party. Alright, so...
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
See how electrodynamic Synovium greets the savior. Okay. Can I steal your stuff? Rewards? Should I try one more time? To do this thing? Cathode? Current? Spark? Cathode? Breakers? Body? Is there some clue in the temple that I'm not seeing?
I always keep my options open.
I've read about this.
I have a nose for profit, and a taste for adventure. A mere pain won't stop me.
Oops.
I'll see to it, personally. Just as I planned.
Triumph of Regional. Triumph of reason over all facets of human nature.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Let's not waste time with pleasantries. Let us not dawdle.
Key to 2 lines. So, logic over the body. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna look it up. I give up. I want to find out how I was supposed to know that. Tried to brute force it. Good job. Is there a way to find it in game, or does it require trial and error? Okay. It hasn't really. They haven't really told us. So Omnisci is right. Key. I don't know how you were supposed to get that. Stuff. Okay. Guess now we can close that. So I think
Is
we
there
are
money to be
done
made?
the sector now. Steps, is that it? Yeah, that's great.
Keep your wits
Let's go
about
back
you.
to the ship. Alright, well that mission was half of our journey for today. What to do in the second half?
Rogue Trader. I was somewhat brusque at our first meeting, and I would like to make up for it by expressing my thanks for your assistance in the electrodynamic Cenobium. Your arrival could not have come at a better time. Unfortunately, my personal investigation has hit a dead end. I think I will have to call upon outside resources to continue the search.
That is a shame.
My missions do not always end in success. Unfortunately. There is one more thing. The Lord Inquisitor gave me this item some time ago. He must have thought it likely that I would find myself aboard this vessel sooner than he. I was instructed to deliver this device to Lady Theodora. However, given recent events, I believe I ought to present it to you. This is an elucidator, a sacred machine capable of translating the languages of remote and lost worlds into Low Gothic. It can even process Xenos languages to a certain degree. Not without infelicities, but possibly well.
Villainess Van Calox, is this some kind of tracking device?
Certainly not. The elucidator is such a rare and complex creation of the Omnissiah that neither I nor any of my colleagues would dream of compromising its integrity. If you wish, have your tech priests confirm that there are no listening devices inside. Apologies in advance if I unknowingly violate the protocol for conversing with someone of your elevated status. I think a slip in composure is to be expected when one is hosted personally in the Lord Captain's study.
What do you plan to do now?
I would like to offer my assistance in resolving your immediate problems. I am aware that the ship suffered considerable losses during the recent mutiny and was damaged by the cultists' actions, and you have lost many valuable officers as well. You are in a difficult situation. I am at your disposal.
What do you think will become of the electrodynamic Cenobium?
It all depends on the electro-priests who survived the attack. Fortunately for them, the cultists did not manage to seriously corrupt the holy site, partly thanks to the priesthood's efforts. Nevertheless, I would not be surprised if the local explorator fleet decides to audit and purge the damaged units once it hears about what has happened.
I must return to my duties.
Thank you for your time. Please consider me at your complete disposal while I am aboard your vessel.
Congratulations on the victory, Your Ladyship. The entire vessel is impatiently awaiting the news of your expedition's success. The rumors about you not simply saving the Techno-Priest Monastery, but actually eliminating the source of the mutiny, are spreading like wildfire. The Vox transmissions from across the world speak of nothing else. Governor Medina is expecting you at his command center to discuss matters. We are ready to depart immediately. Just give the order. Okay, fine. I got a gun wall. Where am I? Okay, Heinrix is here. Let's go. We'll just grill him for info. I know nothing about you, Heinrix. Tell me a bit about yourself.
I'm usually the one interested in the pasts of those around me, not the reverse. I come from a night world, Guizorn 3. I belong to a branch of one of the noble houses until my exceptional abilities were discovered. After that, I was sent on a black ship to Holy Terra, where I was trained, and I began my service for the glory of the Imperium.
Do you remember your home planet?
I do, but I have no ties to my homeworld now. None except my first name. I left Guizorn 3 when I was still a child. My family disowned me, stripping me of my family name. I was given a new one by those who trained me. Even for a noble, being branded a psyker is a mark of eternal shame. I experienced that firsthand before I was put on the black ship.
Dude, I'm a psyker.
Like many psykers unaware of their curse, I found out when a strong emotional reaction triggered an involuntary response. My great-aunt had a pet grink. One day, it bit me, and I boiled it from inside out.
Oh, he's a pyromancer.
And when my great-aunt slapped me for what I'd done, I boiled her too.
Oof. Sorcerer's powers are truly dangerous. I hope you have mastered your abilities since then.
When I arrived on Holy Terra and was tested, I was found to be suitable material for becoming a sanctioned psyker, able to bend his curse to his own will. I can assure you that the adepts of the Astra Telepathica were right in their assessment.
Tell me about the black ship.
Picture a vast prison ship, filled with frightened, angry psychers who can't control their abilities and who have just lost their homes and their families. Some of them were children and adolescents like I was. Some were monstrous creatures who no longer had the right to be called human, or psychopaths who reveled in their impure powers.
I wonder if I can convert this guy to my side.
Once, when one of the miscreants broke free, those in command simply depressurized the bay and got rid of the culprit, along with the prisoners and crew tainted by him. But even after that, I heard the echo of inhuman suffering and terror that filled that part of the ship. It grieves me to recall that episode to this day.
You were sent to the Inquisition straight after training?
No. First, I was accorded the status of a psyker fit for service in the Imperial Guard, where I then spent several years. It was only afterward that I became an agent of the Golden Throne.
Okay, let's talk about something else. How long have you served in the Inquisition?
Since the day of my initiation as an acolyte. So, decades. How many real years it's been, it's hard to say. When I return from a journey through the warp, I often discover that much more or much less time has passed in real space.
You visited many worlds during your service, I'll wager.
Indeed. I have visited many of the places brought to the Emperor's light, and those sullied by the filth of the archenemy. In truth, even after all these years spent visiting the various corners of the Imperium and looking beyond its borders, I still consider the Segmentum Solar to be the greatest of all humanity's bastions. Nothing compares to the majesty of Holy Terra, the might of Mars, the grandeur of the Segment's other worlds.
What duties have you been carrying out for the Inquisitor?
You can't really be expecting me to answer that question, can you?
Worth a shot. For someone who's been in service for decades, you certainly look young.
The first step for biomancers such as myself is to take control of the processes of their own body, including aging. I've endured innumerable hazards in my work. If I allowed every trace of them to remain, I would look completely different today.
Okay, let's change the subject.
Gladly.
You're not the Inquisitor's only acolyte, correct?
Of course not. The Lord Inquisitor's entourage comprises dozens of people. The best of the best. Experts in various fields and disciplines. Some of them I know personally. Others I have never met. To be honest, I'm not even certain that the people I know are still alive. I used to work with other acolytes of the Lord Inquisitor, but in the Coronis Expanse, I have been working alone.
Wandering among the stars without friends or family? Don't you get lonely?
I had never even considered such a thing before you asked. Perhaps I do. Sometimes.
Such criminal neglect of your needs.
Your concern for my needs, Lord Captain, is extremely unexpected. Would you like to remedy my deficit of personal interaction? I would not be opposed to a pleasant conversation, if you can find the time.
Oh, we can corrupt this boy. Oh, we'll try, and he'll try and corrupt us back, I'm sure. So, if you're an interrogator, does that mean you hold a special position in the retinue?
We are not a retinue. We are acolytes. As for your question, I am closer than anyone else to the one I call my personal teacher. The Lord Inquisitor deemed me worthy of undertaking the most important and sensitive tasks requiring the attention of agents of the Golden Throne.
Are there any other acolytes in the Coronis Expanse? He's not gonna answer that.
Such as?
What can you do as a psyker?
The Lord Inquisitor was most insistent that I master the discipline of Santic Demonology. I use my faith and my power to crush the enemies of the Imperium. Servants of Chaos tremble at the sound of the Emperor's name, uttered by my lips. I am also a skilled biomancer. I can manipulate bodily processes. Sometimes, Sometimes I resort to those skills in the course of my work, when it is necessary to make the subject of an interrogation more cooperative.
Okay, I must take my leave now. Alright, so do you want to spend this last day? And you know what? I can do the Under the Decks blood quest. I could, but I'm really kind of more curious as to what else is out there in the galaxy. So let's go. We'll come back to that. We gotta go back here. The bunker. New party. Alright.
I always keep my options open.
Greetings, your ladyship, says the governor in a dismal voice, glancing reflectively at Solomorn. Governor Medina offers Heinrix a somewhat strained smile. Master Van Calox, it pleases me to see you in good health. I hope that you accomplished what you intended at the electrodynamics Cenobium. Heinrix presses his lips into a thin line. Not quite. I can't express how grateful I am for your help. Now that the insidious heretic's design has been thwarted, nothing stands in the way of my plans or yours. With Aurora dead, the spirit of revolt is waning. Entire squads of rebels are surrendering. We are witnessing the final days of the uprising. I have already signed the order to allocate 2,000 first-class voidfarers to you. Their transfer to your ship should begin any minute now. I would also like to salute the savior of Rykad Minoris, and have already given the order for celebration to be held in your honor. We will mark your victory with an ancient custom, the triumph. You will drive through the city streets accompanied by a guard of honor, as befits a heroine who has vanquished the Imperium's enemies, while your trophies will be displayed to the jubilant crowds. Let me know once you have concluded your business in the system and are ready for the triumph to begin. Governor Medina is positively ablaze with enthusiasm. In regards to your own participation in the Triumph, Governor, you will accompany us to the starport to provide timely answers to any questions that may occur to me as I inspect the terminal there. That being said, you should appear before your subjects at least once at the end of the ceremony. Doing so will help to maintain orders. There's no reason to let the people know that the world may soon be in for a change of leadership. Fine, let's just do this thing. Then I will see you at the starport, your ladyship. The Master of Ceremonies will organize the procession in a way that will allow me to share the ceremony's finale with you. And after that, the Emperor willing, the Proctor will clear me of all charges, and the woe of Rykad Minoris will be over at last. Can we hide the stuff that's done? I have to do the lower decks. And then do the upper way. Alright. I guess we're gonna have to do that ship.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
We'll do this, and then we'll do the undership, I guess. Talk to the Master of Ceremonies, which would be this lady. Your Ladyship, Peerless Lady Von Valencius, I am the Master of Ceremonies, Rykad Minoris. Everything is in place for your triumph. Allow me to give you the brief summary of the upcoming events. Speak. You will take the road now familiar to you from here to the starport. You will be accompanied by your comrade in arms and a guard of honor. The body of the heretic known as the Prophet Aurora will be folded in your wake as a battle trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. The grateful citizens will rush towards you, praising for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us. Members of the military, young people, attractive and physically fit, a few healthy children. Once they've said their praise, the procession will move on. Governor Medina will await you by the starport, as also where the pyre has been built, for burning the body of the heretic known as Aurora. You will be handed a flamer, blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform the burning, but if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between House Onolentis and House Winterscale, it will be fitting to pass the honor of burning to Governor Medina. However, the choice is yours. So I can burn it myself, or I can give it to Winterscale. Give him the honor of doing so. Fine. Let's do this. Alright, your ladyship.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I get to ride in the tank? Okay, we're gonna ride tanks down the road. Make way, let's greet the heroine, a small group of festively dressed people. Rushes towards you. Glory to Van Valentius dynasty, glory to Rin, a heroine of Rykad Minoris. A stately, beautiful, and finely dressed woman crawls out your name in a sonorous voice. It isn't until you take a closer look at her face that you recognize her as Captain Rykad, the pilot you met on Rykad Philia. The grateful citizens wish to present their gifts to the Redeemer. Master of Ceremony's sugary voice almost brings a taste of honey to your mouth. For whatever reason, you know for certain that right at this moment the gaze of Aurora's dead empty sockets is fixed upon the back of your head. A thought surfaces in your mind, not a voice inside your head. A mere thought. They're all gonna die. Befuddled, deprived, never having seen the truth. And that is all because of you, enemy mine. I'm sensing something boundless, blue, golden, dark. The grimace contorts Heinrich's face. The interrogator lifts a hand to his temple as though struck by a sudden migraine. What? Something is coming, Damin. An unholy death contrary to his will. Cabela's eyes are black, blank as she digs a steel claw into an unhealed wound. Behold, behold, behold the final dawn. Alright, they're attacking our procession. Yeah, it couldn't be easy, could it? Maybe you should have put down the rebellion before, you know, parading. Alright. What the friggin' hell? Did they just blow up the sun? Well, I mean, they didn't blow it up, they disappeared it. How do you disappear a sun?
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Alright, here we go. Where are all these? Oh god, they're all around me. Where's the best and most effective use of her powers here? This side, probably. So we're gonna put her here. Rin, snipe from back here. You get to stand in here. You get to stand over there. Pascal. Let's see. Over here, I guess. Heinrix can stand with you. So we got 1, 2. Cassie already put over there. Okay, we'll do that. So she, whoops. I'm gonna have to move her over here to take this shot.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. If I may, face the Navigator's might.
Alright, that side should be cleared. An Avalor take turn?
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Alright, so you are going to go there.
It will be done.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Alright, so you're gonna go, this one, I guess, first. One.
Moving out!
Bum, 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 bum.
On it.
Go back to my sniper rifle.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
Where's Heinrix?
It's as good as done.
They're behind me.
An exemplary strike.
I don't see anyone else in that direction for now, except for over here, but I don't want to go over there.
At your beck and call.
Chaos guides me.
High momentum.
Get me a target. I won't object to it. Nothing stands against me. But of course, Lord Captain. More trouble than it's worth.
I bring ruin.
Is a reward.
Death to the heretics!
My vow is to serve. Running binary override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
I am your doom.
Focus, Van Calox. Focus. I serve the ruinous powers.
I must not falter.
Alrighty.
Weather the storm.
Chaos guides me.
Vengeance will be swift.
Damages.
Death to non-believers. Out of my way. Death to the weak.
Onward.
Maybe don't stand in the... Okay, you just got yourself killed. That was stupid. Okay, so I need her to go.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Another fur painted black.
Splitting her up from the others makes her less effective.
Killing brings me no pleasure. As the tenant's death is a blessing. I shall not.
Alright, she's got her side done.
Follow my lead.
Never stood a chance.
Alright. And now we're gonna... No burning.
I'll see to it personally.
I'd rather not. Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Chaos guides me. I serve the ruinous powers. Throne take you.
Serve the ruinous powers.
Just have to get that pocket. We've got two sides down.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use. For the throne's good, your reckoning is due. Let's see to it. Be gone. Naturally.
Yeah, I should have saw that coming.
Scorn the pain. Focus, Van Calox. Focus.
Advancing.
This melee is a little bit better.
Binary combat equation. Your life is a negligible variable. Request approved.
Chaos guides me.
Follow my lead. Moving out.
Try and flank those guys to use her sight on them.
Death to non-believers.
Let's see if we can do it.
Emperor, give me strength. I'm afraid not. Witness the fury of House Orcelio!
Total glass cannon, though. Go over here.
Trust me. The shadows will see it done. As honor ordained, let your soul be purged. I must not falter.
Oh, why are you trying to get yourself killed?
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable. Who, if not me? It's as good as done.
Okay.
My place is at the fort. At your beck and call, reduced to dust. Indeed. One fewer target. Victory is imminent.
Still 2 over there.
Let's see to it. But of course, Lord Captain. Let's see to it.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binary override. Request approved.
Weather the storm.
Good job, good shot, Enforcer.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. As duty demands.
Who's left? Oh, him.
Death comes in silence. Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure.
Your calm bead comes alive. Vigdis's voice struggles to get through the thundering stack. Lord 10, this is Master. Please immediately send, Vigdis, what's going on? Interference, repeat. An otherworldly cacophony, which until now resembled the rumbling of distant cannons, suddenly swallows you with its full intensity. The warp energy seemingly bursting out of thin air, rushing inside your exposed mind like an unstoppable wave of filth. For a moment it feels like your head might explode, and the sensation retreats, leaving in its wake a different one, that of someone's touch on your temples. Heinrich removes his hands and shakes his head as if trying to drive away whatever is assailing him. His voice trembles when he says, "A simple solution to stabilize your condition. Keep it together. Do not give in to the force trying to take hold of you." Kabbalah gives you a faint smile and whispers, "A great dance begins, but I am still with you, Daman. Fear not, for I will not let your soul fall into the clutches of the unclean. If it comes to it, I will be quicker than them." Red, black, and lots of blinding white fear. The whole city is quaking, no, the whole world. Less talk, more action. What's Vigdis saying, Lord Captain? Are they going to send a shuttle for us? We must move towards the starport at once. The shuttles aren't going to find us here, even if the Calmunk stabilizes, which it won't. We're en route to the starport. Star... Being servants of the star from Vacuate. I'm under no obligation to save anyone who's ever made for himself. All we can do is try to make the starport. Bad news, but not unexpected. Does anyone have any idea what just happened? Only an incomplete picture. Every warp active person on the planet is sensing the presence of sorcery. It's rising like a tsunami. I've hardly ever encountered anything like it in real space. And most remarkably, the sorcery is still growing. I cannot, however, say what set off the reaction or where the light has gone. A chill runs down your spine. You seem to feel Aurora's gaze upon you once again, only it is not coming from her corpse any longer, but everywhere. That's it. Let's move out. Okay. So let's go raid the bodies really quickly. Dun, 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 dun. If I look at the map, that's not the map. So we're gonna go this way.
Let us not dawdle.
Alright, let's go. This poor city got like battered. Do you think you had one enemy mine? You vanquished Twilight, you cut down Aurora. But she was only one of us, you hear me? From the depths of dead stone, from his prison of cold metal, he will rise, the hour is nigh. Interesting.
Keep your wits about you.
The glow of emergency beacons in the darkness is more familiar to me than the light of any star. Follow me, Dom.
Out of you! Your Emperor won't save you!
Alright. Warriors out front. Everyone else sort of... He gets ready to step out. Who am I missing? Oh, my priest. Alright, let's go.
Out of my way!
Wow, there's a lot of those things. Alright, well, I'm gonna stand here, I guess.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. The other side awaits. I shall not. As the tenants demand.
Death to the weak!
Alright, no, we're gonna have to step in.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Bum 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 bum. Take one for the team.
Face the navigator's might. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
My blade whispers your name. As honor ordained, let your soul be purged. The shadows will see.
Okay, well the two of them finished off most of the group. That's one. Let's just finish it
I need
off.
a foothold. Naturally.
And then we're gonna go guard this side.
Chaos guides me!
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
The leader of the cultists is down below.
Serve the ruinous powers!
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen. On it. I'll make it happen.
Chaos guides me!
High momentum.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
I got a shield wall going up.
Indeed.
Stay close. Let it come to me. Okay. So there's one guy over here, and she's super fast. Let's see if I can get her to do it. Most of you guys are
Battlefields are
going this
always
way.
drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Victory is imminent. We'll rule the stars themselves. Grey hair, sure hair. Target well struck. It will be done.
Alright.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
She's not close enough.
The Emperor is on our side. For the throne's glory.
Boys, take that.
Let's see to it.
Death to non-believers!
Don't think he can hit that far.
The spiritual process is
Oh, he did.
Request approved.
Out of my way!
Don't let your guard down. It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
She's outside my reach.
Who, if not me?
Death to the weak!
Grey hair, sure hair. I will do my duty. At your beck and call.
Yeah, he's on that one. Alright, you are over
A
here.
dance of blades and shadows, as honor ordains. As the tenant.
Alright.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I won't object to it. Let's see to it. I'll see our foes obliterated. The Inquisition sends their regards. Your reckoning is due.
Alright,
Get me a target. I won't object to it.
there's still one more there.
For the throne's glory.
As the tactical imperative dictates. The Omnissiah knows all.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd be able to do it. He's not the sniper
Let's
Rin
make
is.
some opportunities.
Ooh. Just outside my range. Where's the other one? Oh. He's in my range though.
Chaos guides me.
Okay.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Indeed.
I am your blade and shield.
Emperor, give me strength.
They are outside my range, but Rin is not.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
But I can't reach it. Okay, well.
I'll see to it personally.
Everyone, step aside. But of course, Lord Captain.
These forges know one route. Forward.
Just outside of range.
Your end was inevitable. I always keep my options open.
This is just beginning enemy mine. Becomes... I don't want to know him coming. This sounds like someone in the fertility temple would be saying. We're almost there. They're coming one following the other's footsteps. The Aurora of the morning and the Aurora of the evening. Alrighty.
I always have a backup plan.
Is this foreshadowing?
If we manage to find an intact shuttle in this burning hellscape, it will be a miracle sent by the God Emperor.
For a person as important as the Lord Captain, I am certain there will be a vessel waiting where it should be. Surely the
Your downfall!
I'll turn you into cornstarch.
Curious, step out. Pascal, and over on that side. Let's go. Oh man, what's that? Alright, so she gets to step out.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. I'm not accustomed. They're clad in scarlet.
Alright,
If I may.
come defend me now.
Time to slaughter someone.
Yep.
Let's get to it.
That's the problem. She's a glass cannon. She steps out.
Pathetically
She
sound.
does. She has to kill them faster.
Target well struck.
Let's see if you can draw fire.
Advancing. Running binary code right. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request denied. My competences are not that universal.
Let's make it quick.
Yeah, surround him. That's a great idea. You do that. She's gonna head straight down the center.
I shall not. The shadows will see.
Oh, look, we have help.
Trust me. Is a blessing.
You really gonna let the dog do everything? Nice. Good job.
I need a foothold. Naturally. Nothing stands against me. I feel the power surging. Let's see to it. For the throne guides my hand. The Emperor is on our side. For the throne, holy terror, smite your enemies, be gone.
Alright,
I am ready for whatever comes. It's as good as done.
push forward.
I'll see to it personally.
Both of those guys get
Here
their
we
strength
go.
up. There's 2 in this corner, 3 in that corner. Never mind, there's only 2 in that corner.
Out of my way. Let's get to it.
Okay. gonna say, what about that one? Alright. Is that it?
Step aside. The navigator is coming. That is foolishness. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I won't object to it.
You're the one guy up there.
Let's get to it. Follow my lead. At your beck and
Can't
call.
turn around the corner very well with that. So we're just gonna...
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
hit him for 6 damage. Love the fact that she can like get across the entire
Killing brings me no pleasure.
Solomorn's chest plate is punctured in multiple places and his face stained with blood, but his gaze remains clear and firm. Still alive, rogue traitor? Good. You spot just as many wounds on Glato. There are burns and cuts all over the coat, and one of the visors is broken. Yet there's nothing in the Cybermastiff's straight posture that would indicate pain. If pain is even something this dog can feel. What's happening in the starport? Panic and heresy. The people are ready to crush each other to reach the shuttles, which makes them easy targets for the enemy. Where's the governor? I don't know. He waited for you under Arbite's escort to burn the heretic's body and conclude the ceremony, but when the sun went out and enemies came at us from every crack in the rockcrete, he panicked and ran. Not the smartest choice. He would have been safer with us. Those wounds look bad. Let me offer you first aid. I would have accepted your offer, but we still have Medicaid kits. Not many, but it should last us until we get to the shuttles, which is all we need. It appears your investigations hit a dead end. Not yet, it hasn't. A crooked smile crossed his face. We did find something suspicious on the port terminal. Shortly after the Typh was hauled away, a ship took off from the planet, and I already know how to track it down. I see you are not trying to flee and have chosen to fight instead. I commend your resolve. Actually, our plan is to retreat. The rebels are one thing, but there is nothing we can do against the warp forcing its way in. That's a fact. Solomorn spits out a mouthful of blood. This battle was forced on us. We had to keep the heretics away from the terminal until the machine spirits finished transferring the data to our shuttle. Speaking of shuttles, the ship we hired has turned tail and left orbit, so I must turn to you with a request. Take my squad aboard, and we will disembark on the first world or station with access to a void ship. We cannot die here while whoever stole the Typh is enjoying their freedom. Very well. You and your people may come with me. We need time to dress our wounds and regroup. Blech. We will cover your retreat and make sure there is no attack from the rear. Get to the shuttle first. We'll be right behind you. Alright, let me just pick up all this shit. There was a box out here I was going for. Alright, where are we? Let's raid all the bodies. All the
Is there money to be made?
That's what I'm checking right now. Calms down. What's this? Shield block. Okay, so I should give that to him. Does he have a one-handed sword? He does. Considered armor. Alright, now he has a shield. No. No. So, add cargo. What's this one? That's his old armor, okay. What do we got here? Arc rifle, two-handed. Four to 8. What's her staff right now? Might as well just leave her with what she's got. I got a sword. Plasma gun, that's yours. Alright, now he should become supremely more effective. Okay. I'm gonna save because I don't want to lose my plasma gun. Yeah. I'm probably gonna regret not listening to that,
Let us not
but, you know.
dawdle.
Any points? Why are they guarding the door? Guard. Captives. Medkits.
Always keep your eye on prize.
Okay, whatever. Continue on. Oh, it's auto-saving me. The escape! Alright, what are you guys doing? Stench of bisoline and blood blankets the starport. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. The shards of plexiglass crunch underfoot. You recognize Sergeant Malgar amid the crowd huddled next to the shuttles. He was the soldiers who greeted you upon your arrival on Rykad Minoris. A group of bloodied and frightened peoples wedged between Malgar's wardens and the shuttles. You recognize them as the governor of the planet and the members of his high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fight, and many bear wounds left by bayonets. Some of the nobles are paralyzed by fear, others have succumbed to despair. 2 corpses are lying on the ground with their arms outstretched. Black blood has pooled under one of them. The other skull has been split open like a nut, encircled by a pinkish crimson halo of bone splinters and bits of brain matter. Sergeant Malgar, I demand an immediate report. What is going on here? Sergeant spins around to face you, his face a twisted grimace of anger. Our esteemed governor and his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now when things got rough, they thought they could scarf her and leave us here to die. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him, and after all this, you think that's fair, you piece of grok spit? Grok shit. Malgar's stun baton hits the governor in the chest, causing adornments in the governor's uniform to jingle in unison. The governor spits out blood and opens his mouth to respond when his head explodes. His body falls limp to the side, his remaining eyes staring upward. Well, I guess I don't have to deal with him anymore. The chorus of noble screams cannot drown out the sergeant's spiteful whisper. Enough, you've said your piece. For generations upon generations, the nobles of this world cared for Rykad Minoris and ensured the prosperity of its inhabitants. And this is what your gratitude, peasant? For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand. Cassia throws out her hand and Malgar's knees buckle. My mentor was right. The rabble truly have no honor. Avalar, yeah, they're not thinking of themselves in fear. They don't give a shit about, you know, everybody else. Anyway, Avalar looks at the governor's body, his brow furrowed. Madness punishable by death. We don't have time for this. We need to get to the shuttle now. Malgar, now is not the time to massacre each other. It is not the first time I've done the impossible. Get everyone out of here, including your men. Sergeant holds her gaze for a long moment, then with a heavy sigh lowers his weapon. If anyone else had said that to me, I would have laughed and spit at their feet. But you're a hero of the Imperium. If even half the stories of your exploits are true, well, I trust your leadership now. A dull thud comes from deep within the starport. Heavy footsteps shake the rock reed, raising an unpleasant tremor at your bones. Oh, here we go again.
You thought you had killed Aurora, false believers. Trim. For I am Aurora. I am the Herald of Change.
It's Space Marine.
Behold the final dawn, and die!
I'll make an example out of you!
Okay, here we go again. You go there. You go over here. You can go on... yeah. Maybe I shouldn't stand too close. You can flank this side. You can go there. You can go here. I lined up a little too well for them.
My work, ye glorious masters. Here we go.
Oh my god, okay. Well, at least they're lining up for me.
Swift. Out of my way.
Okay. So... there are guys over there, so I guess I need her to start moving in that general direction.
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet. Isn't this a job for the fury of House Orcelio? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Show me what you've got!
Guess we gotta do this.
As the tenants demand. As honor ordained.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Hold that thought.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Okay. Ten to 16 or 7 to 12.
Approved.
Put it on this wish.
Serve. Request approved.
Okay.
I won't compromise my principles. You should have thought twice before crossing me. I'll make it happen.
Let's see to it. I won't object.
Well, ow.
I'll revert to more.
Let's get to it.
He did that heal himself.
Observing the loss of a unit.
Shit.
I have read tomes of military tactics. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Who, if not me? On it.
If only that were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's get to it.
High momentum.
I bring mercy and retribution. I shall not fail. Trust me. Caught by the web. Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp. Come. The other side awaits. Death comes in silence.
Explorators know one route. Forward. Running by narrative.
Well. Sniper versus sniper.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Get me a target.
Oh, basically only my sniper is going to be able to.
Let's get to it.
It's hiding behind the ship. Holy fuck. Okay, you know what? Rin?
I'll make it happen.
You had a chance.
Those were blazing, raging crimson. Thank the Emperor that our souls are unburned. Now I've seen it all, your ladyship. Incredible to have survived the encounter with the heretic Astartes. Nice. Is that better than my sniper?
I didn't?
Okay, so that clearly has to go to the only guy who had the shield. Uh... Mm. Might as well. Oops, I should be iconoclast, but okay. So, was I going Grand Strategist or Overseer? Ooh, I can do Overseer. I should totally do Overseer. Okay, hold on. She's obviously an assassin or an he's the executioner, I think. What's Arch Militant? So, if I'm Overseer, she'd be Assassin. He'd be Vanguard. He'd be Strategist. I can make him Arch Militant. Or maybe I should make her the executioner. Damage over time. So, choices are Assassin, high damage dodge, and dodge reduction. Hit and run. I think she makes sense making her the executioner. And then I guess she would have to be the strategist or the tactician. So which one are you? You're the strategist, so then you must be the tactician. Okay, so why don't I go with that build? So I'm the Overseer. Do I want an eagle, a raven, or a server skull? What's the difference? Obstruct vision. It's the raven. Warp relay. Maybe I should do this because I'm a psyker. But I have to target it. It's basically, he's duplicating the effects of the stuff around it. So, like, if I went to use the buffs on it, he would spread the buff to everybody around him. Okay, we'll go with the Raven, but let's just quickly extrapolation. That would have worked better if I was a tech priest. Ego would have worked better if... Okay, we're gonna do the Raven. Oh, Grim. I call him Grim. I don't mind that. It'd be a dude. It'd be a boy raven. Okay, so she's my executioner. Four level, yeah. That's good for her. Cause she uses the blood to enhance all of her attacks. Okay. He's the Vanguard. He's the Grand Strategist. He gets to be the Arch Militant. So it basically wants him to swap back and forth between guns and blades. And she is the Grand Strategist. Wait, no, he was the Grand Strategist. She is the back. I don't know. She is the Master Tactician. Alright. I hear him, but I don't see him. Where is he?
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
There he is.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Alright, Woodship Bridge. Is there anything else down on the... Let's just quickly grab this. Well, now there are 3 shuttles. Doesn't really matter. This one's already high.
Keep your wits about you.
Doesn't really matter which one I take. Alright. Now I have a Raven. Okay. Thanks be to the Emperor you are alive, your ladyship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. For anything else, I will hear account of what happened to the System Sun. The Boxmaster falters. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the Sun, black creations of inhuman make. Amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star and then... My apologies, but I struggle to find the words that could describe the terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. Drukhari. You see Avalard's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temples wearily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos, enemies of humanity? A breed of the Eldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The designs of their ships matches the description provided by the Boxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warped sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellects. And many of these creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of. Okay, are the Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? we can rule out that possibility. The Drukhari would never ally themselves with the archenemy of worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. Heinrix glanced around. The situation calls for immediate action, Rin. We can continue this conversation later if you wish, but right now, he gestures at the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What's the current situation on board? Navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. Pascal's voice buzzes anxiously from his box. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnissiah grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Why did you not send a shuttle down to the planet for me? I do apologize, your ladyship. We were unable to receive your request for evacuation. The box link was overrun with file interference. Screams, blasphemous hymns, and other equally sinister noises. Any who listened to the interference for a protracted period lost their sanity. Several dozen operators went mad, monitoring the Voxcaster in the hope of hearing your voice. Each one of them waited in vain. Okay, what's happening on the planet now? Our augur operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators, there's practically no resistance being offered by the governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Great! Do you have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Rykad Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people of a dying world through power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all of our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hopes of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the Electro-Priests who guard and tend to it. Abelard furrows his brows. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Rykad Minoris. The von Valentius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Heinrich's eyes, like two deep dark pools, are resolutely fixed on you. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge towards death, the finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down to those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Techno-Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate worse than death. We will save Rykad Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Oh my god, guys. These options suck. Only death can rescue those people. The Undying One has reached out his hand to this world. It's time for him to reap his harvest. We must not reject his design, lest millions of names never reach him and instead perish in the depths of the Imperium. Death is a mercy, Rin. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from the orbit. As do I see the storm that is already upon us. With every moment we waste, it grows more and more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking, we need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your conscience bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It as if you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at the starport have given their coordinates of shelters we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malgore's troops, they will help to control the crowds of frightened commoners and prevent shuttles from being overloaded. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport that we can now use. I think we better save the reactor, right? Any delay caused by loading and transporting to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Rin. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions to eternal torment at the hands of the archenemy. He just wants to blow it up. No, I don't want to blow it up. You detect the flicker of something beneath Heinrix's sanguine mask. Whatever it may be, it does not seep into the Interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark the archenemy could infiltrate the ship with the priests escorting the reactor. Keep that in mind for the future. Consider it done. It's likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate some people as well. Oh god, commoners or nobles? I'm probably expected to take the nobles. That's the problem. But the nobles probably caused the problem. But if I take the commoners, that's where the cult is going to hide. But then again, they might hide in the nobles too. Save neither of them, just the priests and the reactor. Fine, we'll take the commoners. We already saved one pocket of aristocrats. The bridge is in upheaval. The technomat's prayers mixed together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred engines from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with the data slate clutched in his hand, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. Magos, why don't you assume control of the technomats? Surely their contribution will speed things up. They will only be a hindrance. I'm searching for a way to rectify the error. Pascal's muttering without taking his eyes off the data slate. There is a certain anxiousness to the way he moves his mechanandrites. Crew, heed the word of Magos Hanneman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your ladyship, you are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instruction. Mayhem immediately subsides and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah's servants start working in sync, and the Benaric clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnissiah guides me. The prayers of the tech priest surround the cogitator, almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechanandrite towards you. Please take your place, the cogitator, Lord Captain. Okay. The huge machine in front of you is lit with the dozens of bid screens and hundreds of lumens, the blinking lights an endless rush of symbols and digits on a green-black background. Make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of an omniscience creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as the gate to the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. This is really ow on my voice. Okay. Water. Okay. It's too much text, I think. Just a bit. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propagation. Senior technomats, recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the campanology protocol. Messiah, rejoice. I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating the datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in destruction of the data crypts. But, as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands. A minor deviation from the rite of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, Cyber Gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as the key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit, in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. Fine, let's just do this. The metal jaws clamp down in your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing red warm liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting. 1, 2, 3. Success. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. One of the Cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the Tech-Priest, then withdraws the connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants to the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirits so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command as mechanendrites, clicking off their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah's servants break off from their prayers and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The mass of errors in the warp sextant's calculus is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engines cannot be filled with motive force. We are trapped. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. Let me read it. Pack complete stab true, reg query. Query what query? Ping injury rescue query. Rescue, yes, machine spirit, rescue us. Lord Captain, the excessive emotion in your command will run unintelligible too. Registering warp sextant activated, registering data stream stabilized, registering 0 data arrows found. Report the warp engine is ready for translation. I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle. Fulfilling the criterion, thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function as defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain Rabor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation to warp, your ladyship. Lord Captain speaking with the order to commence the translation to warp. Waiting for you to ascend to the captain's throne, Lord Captain. May the Emperor protect us. Let's get the fuck out of here. Or we're black holed into oblivion.
procedures for word translation have been initiated. All crew stand by.
The Von Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Coronis expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Aurora von Valancius.
Sure, let's shoot her into the black hole, why not?
Having paid their
last
respects,
okay,
the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
No, we're just locking her away in a vault. Got it. Stop getting blood on my deck. Oh man, jeez. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orcelio informs me we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Farabundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Farabundus system is home to football, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coronis expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp, and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. Prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonis, Janus, and Kiab Gamma. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously dripped in the Immaterium. The Liege of Football has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Football, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Harmonius Delarosa will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he'll be interested in talking to you as well, Rin. I'll be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Football, Rin. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. Your Ladyship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Football. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection rite, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes, by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Rin von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator provided she possesses the decryption key. Okay. Proctor Anthor has asked to inform you that he and his arbitrators will be disembarking on Football so that they might continue their investigation. He also wished to thank you once again for rescuing the squad and sending us assurances that the Marshal will hear of the invaluable assistance you provided. Are you leaving us, Heinrix? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Football and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. You're a skilled fighter. I can use people like you. What do you say if you extend your stay in my retinue? Thank you for your offer, but I must decline. I'm afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before everything else. Okay, Argenta, who's the Reverend Harmonius who wants to talk to me? He's the head of the Drusian mission on Football, and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any loyal servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I needed his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader Of the von Valensis dynasty, if you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend Ceremonious. Okay, so keep her at Otaku will do. The shed blood has washed away the taint from our bodies. It is only right that we wash away our souls with the blessing of the servant of Undying Ones. The Drusians, like the blood-spun web, are devoted to aestheticism, rejecting wealth and luxury and surrendering themselves to its service. Though their threat is different from ours, the first spinner spoke of them with respect. Okay, Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Football? Vladaeum Tuscara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conversation a baptism of fire in football's political arena. Okay. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tuscara is the appointee of the Kabbalist Commission. They're Mafia. We gotta go talk to Mafia. Okay, I gotta rest my voice, so I'm not gonna read everything. Okay. I wonder if I should try and shorten my duration of play, or pick and choose what I'm reading, maybe. It's interesting that he doesn't want me to go to his station where he was posted. Makes him look like a fake person. Heinrix is suspicious. Pascal's suspicious. Okay. Alright, we'll go incognito. Alright, I think I am going to stop here, because my throat is dying. We're in chapter 2. I should do this one. Okay. So, save. We finished off our journey. We've gathered our last crew member. Heinrix, the interrogator. Who's suspicious as fuck. Pascal stepped out as being suspicious as fuck. And we couldn't save the sector, unfortunately. It blew up. It blew the sun up. So, It'll be interesting to see what the rest of space holds for us. We've finally gotten out of chapter 1, so the game's going to open up after this point. And wow, it took us almost, 10 to 12 hours to get there. Alright, that's it for me. Until next time.